Good afternoon. I'm Navyashri, student of the National College Jainagar, pursuing my BCA and a crew member of Sigma Club at BV Jagadish Science Center. I welcome you all for this afternoon workshop on FinTech and blockchain. It gives me an immense pleasure to welcome our first speaker for this afternoon session, Dr. Girish. Yes. He did his MCom in Advanced Management, Accounting and Finance from University of Mysore. Currently, he is Associate Professor in Department of Commerce, Christ deemed to be University, Bangalore. He did his Masters of Philosophy in Accounting from Sri Venkateshwara University, Tirupati, and MBA in Finance from IGNU, New Delhi. He has done his PhD from Rayalaseema University, Kurnool in Finance Specialization. He has a blend of experience in corporate and academic. He has also reviewed and updated the study material on business correspondent and business facilitator, vocational program of NCERT syllabus, New Delhi. He has completed the Government of Karnataka Labour Department project on effective cess collection mechanism. He is also a member of Board of Studies and Board of Examination at various universities and autonomous colleges in India. I welcome you, sir. I request Dr. S. Girish, sir, to take over the stage.
Good afternoon. Am I audible? I don't know why you people are sitting at the end. So always we expect you people to come front. One thing always you should keep in mind. In your life, only two people will tell you to come front. One is your teacher, other one is bus conductor. Munde banni. Please come front, occupy the front rows. Come front. Once again, good afternoon to one and all. It's my pleasure to be here in front of the dignitaries of the dais. So to be part of this 2 days workshop, where the workshop will be focusing more on FinTech and blockchain, which is the need of the hour. So already, morning, the earlier speaker, during inauguration or during the session, they might have spoken to you what is FinTech, how it is helping the economy. So I hope all of you are graduates or graduating student from commerce domain. Is it right? So you know that what is finance is. In our commerce, we are discussing finance, marketing, HR, technology, accounting, auditing, taxation, law, then banking, insurance. All these subjects in your class you might have confined only to textbook or writing the notes or solving the problems from the different question bank, question paper and other things. But apart from that, there is a real world. Okay, in the classroom setup, what is possible where we can bring all those to the class? So it could be a problem solving from different textbook, or it could be different case studies, or it could be different caselets. That is what we bring and teach in the class. But practically certain things, how it works may be different from what we teach in the class. So all those things that we will going to discuss in these kind of workshops. Okay, so anyone can tell me what is FinTech? Sorry? Financial technology. Why we should call it as FinTech? Why can't we call something else? Sorry? Be a little louder. How many of you are using Google Pay? Entire class is using Google Pay. How many of you are using Phone Pay? Once again, entire class is using Phone Pay. How many of you are using Paytm? So all of you are having all the three apps. All the three. If this is not working, other one. If other one is not working, other one. You might have downloaded all those things because they were giving the cash back. Okay, so you transfer 100, I will transfer you 100. So it was a chain. So during free hour when the teacher is not there, or when you are in leisure at that time, so that is what majority would have done and downloaded all those apps. But how all those apps work? What made so the technology so simple? Earlier, if you want to withdraw cash, we have to go to the bank and we have to be in queue and take the token, complete the formalities and take your own money. But now, without going to bank, so you are doing the banking transaction. Just you go to a particular place, you will ask for QR code, scan it and you do the payment. So that is what? So the finance is we are using in the form of adopting the technology. So that is where, so our topic that which we will be focusing on. So my part of presentation is on fintech industry, trends and practices. So see this first slide, it talks about what does fintech covers. It covers each and everything that which we are using in our day-to-day life. One way we should thank COVID. Because of that, so we could able to explore a lot of technology. Even education also we adopted the technology, online classes, online exam, all these things we could able to conduct very successfully. That is the other side of your the COVID. So here, so my first part which talks about the payment. So as I asked you, so the Google Pay, Phone Pay, Paytm, all these things we are using to transfer from one particular person to another particular person using the technology. Then banking, so even banks also they have come with the different bank apps like State Bank of India, they have SBI Yono, then SBI Mirror, South Indian Bank, so HDFC Bank, so like that they do have their own apps, that is digital first banker or companies digitalizing banking services for the credit and debit. Means, so when you are transferring from your account to other person account, then it will debit. When you are receiving from other person account to your account, so your account will be credited. For that we are using digital lending. So how many of you have slice card? So slice card, you are not earning, but you have a slice card, that is digital lending. So that is a personal and commercial lending that is happening, that is through a SBM, small business management. So through that it is happening, small and medium business, SMB, through that it is happening. Then wealth management. So how many of you are purchased your vehicle insurance using the Paytm or Phone Pay? How many of you renewed your insurance through Phone Pay or Paytm? So majority would have done it. So that is, so wealth management, so buying your mutual fund, buying insurance, then buying the shares, gold, stocks, all these things through the platform, then insurance, then capital market, then SMB and real estate. So real estate still, so it to explore, but the platforms are available, not like how we are using. It could be in other form. So nobroker.com or where you are taking the house on rental basis, lease basis, commercial plots, all those things are available. For that we do have a different platforms. As I told you, fintech, it is a combination of finance as well as technology. So from finance we have taken 3 letters, that is fin, and from technology we have taken 4 letters, that is tech. So it is a combination of finance and technology, that is where we call it as fintech. Then finance, what does it includes? The finance includes banks, payments, NBFCs. What do you mean by NBFCs? Non-banking financial companies. Then security broking, so where the Karvi Consultancy, Sharekhan, Way to Wealth, ICICI Direct, Geojit. So all these are the security broking company, wealth management companies and distributions. So all this part consists your finance, and we are using the technology. So the technology consists your hardware provider, software provider, cloud providers and platform providers. So, these combination we call it as FinTech. I hope I am clear with this. So, what is FinTech and where we use? What are the different innovations that which we are seeing in the FinTech industry? So, FinTech refers to the technology and innovation that aims to compete with financial services to create new and better services for consumer in industries such as banks, asset, wealth management, investing, insurance and mortgages. All put together we use the word FinTech. And these are all the innovations that which we are seeing in the FinTech industry. So, first one is P2P lending. What do you mean by P2P lending? People to people. Any other term where we can use? Person to person, okay. So, what you said is 100% right, but we use the word called as peer to peer lending. Means as you said, it is people to people or a person to person, it is nothing but peer to peer. Peer to peer lending, then blockchain technology, then mobile payments, robo advisory. What do you mean by this robo advisory? Any idea? AI consulting, okay. Anything else which comes to your mind when we say robo advisory? Okay, how many of you are using Hathway internet provider or a broadband services in your house? So, in case if you are using, if you are raising any complaint in that portal, immediately there will be a chatbot which will be replying to your query. Not only Hathway, even others also is available. So, just I gave the example of Hathway. So, the robo advisory, so you need not call the customer care and wait. So, if you have any query, so you can raise in your portal, immediately that comes to your support, that we call it as robo advisory and online banking. So, here we discuss those innovation very elaborately, that is peer to peer lending is a type of platform that allows participants to borrow and lend sums of money without having to rely on a conventional financial institution to control transactions. So, without conventional transaction or conventional form of business, so he is the one who is lending to this service provider, he is the one who is borrowing money from this service provider. Okay. So, that is what we call it as. So, even he does not know he is borrowing his money, even he does not know he is borrowing money from this particular person. So, that is how this peer to peer lending money in between this particular platform acts as a mediocre. That is called as peer to peer lending. I lend money to this service provider, from this service provider borrower is borrowing the money. That is the first innovation. Then that is how your slice card is working. Next is blockchain. It is a shared ledger where, so immutable ledger that facilitates the process of recording transactions and tracking the assets in a business network. So, that is all transactions are written on the ledger, and this ledger is irrecoverable, means once what you write there, it cannot be erased or it cannot be rectified, and it is a distributed ledger and easy to share the transactions on the platform for your contacts, and it is encrypted for your privacy. That is the blockchain. So, anyhow, that is the another part of your topic where other speakers will be focusing more on that, what is blockchain is. So, first you keep in mind blockchain is it's a shared ledger. Okay. So, where the transactions are recorded and it is encrypted. The next one is your mobile payments. So, the Gartner defines mobile payment as transaction conducted using a mobile phone. Now, mobile has become the part and parcel of life. So, always I ask when a student, he or she does not bring the notebook or a pen or a calculator, I will ask, sir, do you have the mobile? Mobile is there, but no pen, no book. Sometimes they will forget to bring all these things, but they never forget to bring the mobile phone. So, mobile has become part and parcel of our life. So, through this gadget we can do the payments, that is your debit, credit. So, all these things can be done using this platform. Then robo advisory services. So, robo advisories are automated investment platform that provide algorithmic the based solution after analyzing a user's financial position, goals, aspiration, time horizon, risk appetite and capital market expectation. So, it is a advisor. In case you are having some lump sum of money you want to invest, so you can ask the advice from that. It will give you the avenues where you can invest your hard earned money and how to get the best return out of it. Of course, it is algorithm based. So, what input you give, it should be very clear. If you use very short form SMS language, if you use, then your robo will not understand. You have to explain properly. So, what is your expectation, how you get the information from them, so that you have to clearly articulate. On that basis, so your robo advisors will give you the input. So, this is how. So, where no pen and paper, no manual advice. So, you can ask this robo advisor for your financial assistance in terms of where to invest, how to invest, when to invest. Then this is the evolution of your FinTech. Now we are in 4.0 industry evolution. What this 4.0 talks, or what was the previous generation talks about? So, one generation, that is 1865 to 1966, where it talks more related to that is your generation, that is how these things are taken into consideration, that is infrastructure. It talks more on infrastructure, coding. So, that part is your 1865 to 1966 and 1967 to 2008, where it talks about your Android technology. Still I remember during this particular period was my BCom, where I was also like you people was doing my BCom. At that time Android technology came. So, before that we were using the normal phone, okay, where it has QWERTY keypad. So, that is how. So, we started with the digital era, and in 2008, 8-9 it was a global recession. So, that global financial crisis has given rise to the new startups. Okay, so new startups, lot of challenges we have to overcome, and 14 to 16. So, so every day it has become a new day in the FinTech, and 2018 till now, starting so mid of 2017, and real AI tech got part of our life, and blockchain commercial model for the FinTech. So, now we are in this era where each and every industry talks about industry 4.0. And so, this is the FinTech job market. So, $8.9 billion, $8.9 billion is the job market for this FinTech industry. Okay. So, as on quarter 3/19 FinTech. So, this is the report which I got from Global FinTech report. I could not get the latest one. So, the Q3/19 FinTech funding topped 8.9 billion quarterly record through, that is this particular FinTech has raised $24.6 billion, surpassing 2017 annual total. So, this is there are 58 venture capitalist backed FinTech companies worth a combined $213.5 billion. So, as on quarter 19, so 6 FinTech unicorn birth. Unicorns are startup with the valuation of over $1 billion. So, now you are about to complete your graduation. So, you will be joining these kind of industry. What skills that is required? So, in demand. So, these are all the skills which is required. So, these are, we call it as soft skill. So, all of you want to work in a corporates or different companies or a startup, or you want to start your own business, keeping all these things in mind, you should have these kind of skills. First skill, it talks about collaboration. So you take example of any industry. So if industry has to success, means there should be a proper collaboration. So without collaboration, none of the industries they can able to survive. This is the collaboration is very much required. Adaptability. So we have to adapt to the situation. Just I was talking about COVID. So till then we never thought so the classes can be conducted online. We have seen so many platforms was there, but we never thought so accounts class, income tax class can be taken in the Google Meet or WebEx platform, Zoom platform. But inevitably during those days when the colleges, schools was closed, so we have moved to the online platform. Means adaptability. Then curiosity. So there should be curiosity among the youngsters to learn new things. Then only you will be fit into the job market. Then communication, that is the very much required to survive. Whether you know the subject well or not, but how you articulate and how you communicate with your subordinates, with your peers or with your boss, so that matters. The communication is required, and the consistency. There should be upward trend, there should be no downward trend. So that is where this soft skill is required to survive in fintech industries. And along with this soft skill, so even you guys should have this hard skills also. You can't say that I am from commerce background, I don't know anything about software or hardware, I am not aware of how to make an app or a web page, all these things. Now that's where, so the courses like MOOC, Swayam platforms are available. If you want to learn any new things, you can go to Swayam platform, where UGC itself is sponsoring lot of online courses you can take, and you can get the credit for that. So you can learn. You can't say that it is not in my syllabus, it was not taught in the class, or it is not part of my program. You can't say like that. So you have to adapt to the current situation, and you should learn these skills. That is financial fundamentals. Your fundamentals should be very strong. Okay, in case if anybody asks, you people are completing your BCom, if anybody asks what is fiscal budget or what is GDP, how GDP is calculated, so you should be in a position to say this is what it is. Layman will not be understanding, but as a graduate you should know. So that's from that point of view, your fundamentals should be very strong, especially in finance area, and blockchain and cryptocurrencies. You should know what it is, and machine learning, it is a computer language, and financial programming. So these are the hard skills where an individual should know to join these kind of fintech industries. And the moment you are done with your graduation, so what kind of job opportunities that you will get in these kind of industries, especially finance industries, these are the job opportunities you get. So that is where it is a combination of both, considering your finance knowledge as well as your technology background. So you may get appointed as a financial manager, financial analyst, then compliance expert, and business analytics. Then when it comes to the industry, so the tech industry point of view, so if you are having a technology background, then you are be appointed as a project manager, data scientist, then app developer, developing the app, then blockchain developers. So these are the certain job available in your fintech industries. And these are the 3 key fintech trends that which we are seeing. That is your first, the percentage of digital active consumers who use fintech. So China ranks number 1. So out of total population, 69% of the Chinese population, they are well versed in fintech, and after that we are in second place. So UK, Brazil, Australia and others. So this is the global statistics, so where we are. The second is the key digital technologies that fintech plan to invest in the next 12 months. That is create digital capabilities 28%, modernize the legacy system, that is up to 23%. So, sorry, legacy means that is legal system, so that is 23%. Then manage security, identity and privacy, that is 18%, and build modern workplace, that is up to 15%. So, will be invested in these platforms. And the last one is consumer fintech adoption rates. So, 87% of the people we are moved to adopting this fintech in our country. So, we rank the second place in the global market. So, China number 1. So, we are also on par with China with 87%. Then Russia, South Africa, Colombia, Peru, Netherlands, Mexico, then Ireland and UK. So, this is the trend that which I am going to discuss a little bit on what are the practices and trends that which we see in the fintech industry. First, as I told you, insurtech. So, once upon a time, if you want to buy insurance means we have to meet agent. So, agent, they have to complete minimum 10th standard or 12th standard, write the IRDA exam and get the certificate from the concerned insurance industry, and then they will be part of that company to sell the products. But now you want to buy any insurance plan, it could be term plan, it could be health insurance, or it could be endowment plan, whatever it is, the platforms are available, just you can go there and buy. So, this is the insurtech. Insurtech is where insurance products and services are available using the technology, means insurance comparison platform. You want to compare between one product to another company product. So, comparison platform, digital insurers, that is Digit, Acco, then Toffee. So, these are the companies. So, I do not know how many of you have heard of Anko. So, have you heard of this insurance? So, you get a lot of advertisements in TV. So, then electronic insurance, where you want to insure your electronic gadgets, then employee insurance for the coverage of employees, employee insurance, sales platform, underwriting and risk management, then insurance infra APIs, then insurance product and configurator, policy admin system and insurance product configurator. These are all the platforms where it is available. Depending upon the requirement, they can go to this platform and make use of it. Then wealth tech. The another trend that which we are seeing in the same fintech industry is your wealth tech. Wealth tech are nothing but your wealth management technology. So, describes companies that provide wealth advisory. So, everybody wants to save their money for their future. So, you people might have studied in your finance, that is time value of money. What do you mean by time value of money? What do you mean by time value of money? Receiving money today has more value than the receiving money in future. That is the concept of time value of money. So, whatever money which we are receiving today, so it should be invested in one or the other avenues. So, it could be anything. So, for that we have different platforms. So, these are the platform, discount brokers, then mutual fund investment, then research platform, robo advisors, expense management. I do not know how many of you are using the QuickBooks. Anybody is using the QuickBooks? What expenses that you make in 1 month, you can have a app and you can write for mobile how much you have spent, for canteen how much you have spent, for petrol how much you have spent. So, QuickBooks are available. So, like that. So, expense management, then US equity investment, alternative investment plan, cap table management, white label robo advisor, portfolio management suite. This is all the platform which is available for your wealth management. Then RegTech. So, this fintech has to be regulated properly. So, for that there should be a proper regulation. So, for that we call it as RegTech. So, all your financial services products has to be regulated and it should comply with the compliance. That is your RegTech. Then sandbox. Anyone has come across the word called sandbox? Yes. What exactly it is?
It was usually a game, but a cryptocurrency has a name of sandbox.
So partially correct what you are saying. So but from the fintech industry point of view, so here the sandbox means it is an application program interface where so your data is secured, or it is not going beyond the regulations and compliance. So any innovations that which we do in the field of fintech, it has to compile with the sandbox technology. So that is what, see here, this is the pictorial representation how it works. So that is fintech ecosystem, developer and other FI. So here it has to be governed with the API. Okay, so there should be a proper data privacy, and there should not be any scope for breach of that, and they should compile with the regulations. This is the sandbox model. An innovator, so you may be having a startup, so the government has given the regulatory framework. So as a startup initiator, you have the option to come with the innovative products. Those innovative products should compile with your regulatory authority, and then it will be tested. So whatever technology you are coming, it has to be governed and approved by the regulatory authority, and there should not be any scope for deviating from that. In case if the deviation is required, then once again the regulatory authority has to go back and they have to give the approval. So that's how the sandbox work. So any technology if you bring, so that doesn't mean that you can just create a platform and do the trading or do the business. It has to govern according to the sandbox compliance. Then the next trend that which we can see is payment bank. So it is nothing but your carrying the most banking operations that can't be more than up to 1 lakh. So where, so it is only for the payment purpose. So there is no credit card or there is no loan facility which is available. It is called as payment bank, and majority these payment banks that which is covering only the rural part of the country where there is no proper commercial banks are not available. That is your payment banks. So these are the some of the payment banks like Airtel, India's first payment bank, then Paytm payment bank, Jio payment bank, Aditya Birla payment bank, then Post Office, India Post. So India Post is also one of the payment bank where they are not giving any credit card or they are not giving any loan or advances, but you can deposit the money and you can use the banking facilities. Then Fino payment bank, so Vodafone, NSDL, these are the few examples of your payment banks. Then it comes to your neobanks. So neobanks is nothing but digital bank that does not have any branches. There is no branches, so there is no physical presence of these banks at all, but they are doing the banking business. See, all these things we see the physical presence. SBI, you can see the SBI branch. So ICICI, you can see the ICICI branch, but you will not be able to see any of these branch. So there is no physical presence of these banks. They are called as neobanks, but they are giving the same banking facilities what these traditional banks or regular commercial banks are giving to us. Then what is the advantage? So these are the advantages of fintech innovations in the finance. First and the foremost advantage is reduction of cost or reduces the price. So without investing on bricks and mortars for your business, you can do the business. So once upon a time, if they want to open a branch, so the market survey has to be conducted and approval has to be taken, license has to be taken to set up a branch. But now license has to be taken, but there is no investment on physical assets. Okay, so that is how the fintech is helping us Then time optimization. So if you want to go to bank, so sometimes we will be spending 1 day or half day in going to bank and completing the formalities. Now without going bank, so you can do all your banking transaction just for a click of a button in your electronic gadgets. That is a time optimization. Then more alternatives. You have more alternatives. As I told you, if PhonePe is not working, then you have Paytm. If Paytm is not working, then you have Google Pay. If that is not working, you have WhatsApp payment. So these are the other alternatives which are available. And instant payment. Instant payment it is happening. So in case you want to issue a check, long back, still I remember when IFSC code, MICR code or CTS was not available. So those days, if I issue check, it used to take minimum 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, upcountry check 15 days used to take from debiting a customer account to credit the client account. So it was taking huge number of days, but now just fraction of second fund can be transferred. That is a instant payment. Greater speed and convenience. So it is very fast and it is more convenient. It is more tech savvy. Then application programming interface. So where it is encrypted, regulated, and there is no scope for any breach of those guidelines and regulations. Then accessibility, easy access. Of course, you should have electronic gadgets, your power backup, data should be there, then only you can do. If nothing is there means you can't do it. So accessibility, security, advanced self-service capabilities. That is the additional advantage of your fintech is your advanced self-service. If you are well versed in the technology, you can use to the maximum extent. Then voice bots and chat bots are available. As I already spoken to you. So HDFC, there they have a chat bot. So may I help you, help desk, all these things are now it is taken care by the voice bots or chat bots. Then bottom line. So bottom line is nothing but especially from 2019 onwards because of this pandemic. So this fintech industry, innovations in fintech, the maximum usage of fintech has grown up. Then increased transparency. So all these things are transparent where you can check how these things are working. In case if you are finding any difficult, you can approach the help desk, get the support in case you are finding any issues. And one thing you should keep in mind, all these things are not free from any challenges. When advantage is there, obviously there will be a certain disadvantages or demerits or a challenges. I will not call it as disadvantages, I call it as a challenges. So these are the certain challenges, that is regulatory and compliance law. Okay, so after my presentation, sir will be talking on what exactly regulatory and compliance law is, especially for fintech industry. So that is where still the compliance law is in the evolution stage. So a lot of new innovations which is happening in fintech, and accordingly the new guidelines, regulations are coming up. Then unbanked and underbanked population, you know that. So Indian population is huge in number. So for that, so getting the bank account and making them to understand the banking transaction and making them to adopt to this technology oriented banking is a Herculean task. It's not so easy. So you know that. So PMJDY, what is PMJDY? Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. So that Jan Dhan Yojana, so what massive changes which has done in the financial inclusion. The people have moved from the traditional transactions to the banking transaction. So that is unbanked. So the main motto of RBI is each and every individual of our country should have a bank account. They should do the banking transaction. Unbanked and underbanked population is the big challenge in our country. Then trust in cash. Still we trust in cash transaction rather than using the technology. Then cyber threats, that is very rampant. So they make lot of phishing, hacking your accounts and take the money. So that is the another challenge that which we are facing. Then lack of support from the government. For certain things there is no backup by the government, and industry related complexities. So certain industry, it is not so easy to adopt the technology. So certain complications will be there. These are the quite challenges that which we come across in the fintech industry. So with this I am done with my presentation. So if you have any doubt, any clarification, you can ask. So I hope so you listen to my part of presentation. So the trend that which we are saying, fintech is not confined only to a particular business, it is for applying to so many other business that which we are seeing in our day to day life. It could be insurance, it could be personal wealth management, or it could be the peer to peer lending. So all these things that which we are saying is part of our life now. I hope you understood. Either way, one, you have understood everything, or you have not understood anything.
Any questions?
So I hope there is no questions from anyone. So with this I am done with my presentation. On behalf of Christ University Department of Commerce, I thank Nataraja sir for giving me this opportunity to be the part of this 2 days workshop. So it's indeed so giving me this opportunity to be one of the resource person to talk on the topic given. So thank you very much, and I thank the management of National College for giving us this opportunity to conduct this kind of workshop to the audience. Thank you.
On behalf of the host, BVJ Science Center, KSTA, and the Department of Commerce, I want to thank Dr. Girish, Associate Professor from Christ University, for an insightful presentation on the topic, FinTech Industry Trends and Practices. Sir, your simple yet informative PPT was excellent and student-friendly. Your range of presentation from the meaning, features, relevance, required skills, job opportunities, regulatory trends, practices, predictions, that exhibits your excellency as a teacher, sir. I really have that complete appreciation for your effort to make this presentation extremely beautiful and informative. Many, many thanks for your articulate and yet compendious presentation, sir. Thank you.